So I had to take my video down yesterday about the COVID-19 lie. Simple reason were because I keep seeing the numbers, specific numbers. It was 141. Saw it about 7 times yesterday. And that basically is telling me that I need to let go of all this stuff now. It's basically saying spread your wings and fly and just ignore it all now, you know, and stop. Just only do things that obviously serve you. Go and enjoy. Kind of like just get out there and do the things that you like doing and stuff, and just avoid it all basically. And I was seeing that number quite a lot through the week, but yesterday it was several times, and I had to take it down. I'm no longer wrapping myself into that stuff anymore. I did say on that video that this was my last video anyway, but quickly I just want to talk about something that I went through, which was true, and it all ties in with what's going on right now. A few years ago I had a problem. I couldn't breathe, and it was around the hot weather, the seasonal time, and I went to the doctors, and they were just giving me inhalers, the brown ones, the blue ones, and it wasn't working, and I really couldn't breathe. I was like, what's going on? And they gave me something called Rantidine, which was for acid in the pipe. I just kept going back to the doctors, and they was probably making out that I was some kind of chondriac, and I wasn't. I really was suffering. I couldn't breathe. So I got an appointment to go to the hospital, and I got to the hospital, and they threw this big massive snake-like tube down my throat, and they did this while I was awake, and it was kind of unpleasant. But they told me that I had a hiatus hernia. Have you ever thought about making changes in your lifestyle? And then I just randomly stared at her as I'd say, what do you mean? Anyway, as soon as I got back, I completely wiped myself off meat. Cold turkey. My body went into some kind of like shock immediately, because it didn't know what was going on. I'd been eating meat all my life, you know, and I just stopped. And then I did all this kind of like numerous research, and then I kind of like wanted to figure out what was the cause and what was going on. So basically, meats and dairy are very acidic to the body, and it causes this mucus, and the mucus obviously cause disease, cancers, etc, etc. And since I removed that meat out of my body, I didn't have a problem with this hiatus hernia again. So now I'm at a healthier lifestyle where I'm not consuming any kinds of meats that are acidic, that are poisonous to the body. Now hopefully this will tie in with what I'm about to say. Now there's a lot of chat about this 5G technology, and we all know it's radiation. It's a militarized weapon, and it's not been tested properly, and it was switched on in Wuhan the same time this virus broke out. So the Schumann resonance of the Earth's frequency is now being tampered with because of this 5G technology. So it also means the body is also being tampered with, meaning obviously the body is not adapting to this new frequency, and therefore it's going to attack the people that are eating the meats and the dairy products, which are acidic, which causes mucus, causes disease, dis-ease, cancers as such and everything, and it will automatically attack that. So as for the COVID-19 now, everybody has pretty much got that cell inside of them, because now if you even just have remotely a bad chest or respiratory problems, you are automatically going to have the COVID-19. Even if you haven't, they will tell you that you have COVID-19. So guys, I'm not telling you what to do. You can eat what you want, do whatever you want. It's your choice. I'm just simply telling you about a story that I had a few years ago, and that it's helped not bring this hiatus hernia back. And not only that, is I did a video last year or the year before, and it was about my son. Now, before he was born, he wiped his mum completely off meat, and now he's like 5 years old, and he still doesn't eat meat. He has problems with his like tummy and his bowels, but he does not eat meat whatsoever. He'll eat chocolate, he'll eat junk and cheese and stuff, but he will not touch meat whatsoever. He will not touch meat. And that's not forced upon by me, because my kids are allowed to do whatever they want to do. They've not been red pilled. Maybe when they're older, I'll red pill them. Get here, this is what's going on. That's of course if we're still here. That's of course if we're still here. But what's happening right now is people are making a conscious decision now to change what they're eating and go green. It's a big thing here in the UK right now. So if people are going by what they've been told by the media and stuff, that it came from Wuhan and is caused from bats, etc., etc., you know, you can't go around eating bats, can you? Come on, you can't. You can no longer go around doing the things that you do. Cutting up and slaughtering dogs and just eating whatever the fuck they feel like eating because it suits them. So it's a good time to start making some choices for yourself right now. And what do you think's right for you? Not by what I'm saying or not what by somebody else is saying, but you know, just take one good look about what's going on right now. Most of us feel alone in this world right now, but we're not alone. Your mum and dad aren't your real mum and dad. There is a higher power, like a male and female feminine energy that have just completely thrown you into the deep end, and it's been your job to unravel yourself as you put yourself through the shit. It's all about learning. This place is a school. We're never going to get it right first time, are we? But we're getting there. We're figuring it out. A lot of people will say that, you know, this is Satan's world. 2 Corinthians 4:4. The ruler. Not necessarily bad, like he's been portrayed. This realm is designed this way for pleasure and pain. The divine masculine and female energy have thrown you all into this pit. You've been thrown in at the deep end where you get yourself into all kinds of messes and shit, all one big test, until you start unraveling yourself. And when you start unraveling yourself, then you start waking up, looking around thinking, hang on, there's something more here. I've felt that higher power. When I was on medicine mushrooms, something was absolutely making love to my body. I'm not joking. It was like vibrating through my body. And it went from the bottom of my toes all the way up, and it was going zoom, zoom, zoom. And I closed my eyes. It was one of the most amazing feelings, and I've shared it on my wall in the past. And after it was finished, I just wanted to continue to hang on to that high powered love. I didn't care what this entity looked like. It could have been the worst looking entity. It could have been the worstest person in the world. But I didn't care, because that love feeling was there. It was absolutely beautiful. And I knew after then that something was with me. Always with me. No matter what, something's with, not just me, with you as well as. I'll tell you what it feels like. It feels like you're inside of a videotape that's been played in an old VHS. When you start saying you're going to change yourself, you're kind of like being reversed and played back, like, I'm going to make changes. I'm going to make changes. Changes. And it does that because it wants to make you aware of what you're saying. And you take that with you when you come out of the trip for 6 hours. Once you start looking around and realising that there's something else here, you start wanting to disconnect the programs that you've been latching onto. So yeah, never feel like you're alone, ever. There is a massive, high power, beautiful source that's hanging over you. You know, sometimes growing up, we've been hit with things, horrible things, dark things, but you overcome them. And it's things like coming out over here, sitting in nature and just taking in everything, you know. Dark things, but you overcome them. And it's things like coming out over here, sitting in nature and just taking in everything. It's when you're sitting out here with no distractions from family or friends trying to drag you into stupid shit. It's when you're out here That's when your thought patterns start to generate, and then you start, getting ideas of your creativity. It all starts coming out, all flooding, whether you're drawing or whether you're painting, whether you're, singing, music, anything. And because I've moved up here into the peaks, since I went through a big massive change from 2012, I like my own space, my own time, even if it's just an hour up here, away from everything, because I'm thinking, and I feel loads better. Mental health sufferers, if you've got mental health, anxiety, I get it. Just come and have a walk up here. Just come and sit out and take some time, breathing exercises or meditation. You'll feel a lot better. That's all I've got to say today. We're all in this together, as I say many times, together. All about knowing thyself, healing thyself. You are the self, the elf, the golden self. Shine, motherfucker. Oh yeah.